Alright, Shalom. First, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh, double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation to the elect Akim out there pushing the word of truth and sincerity. And this video gonna be about, how the Lord, is like we was brought over here in slave ships, and the Lord not gonna do it again. Basically, this was just a punishment for us, and the Lord is gonna make a new covenant with us, so he won't root us up out of our land no more, you know. And this is Deuteronomy 28:15, because whether you believe it or not, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, you know, we was the people that was what that the Lord gave the commandments to, through Moses, on Mount Sinai, And he said in Deuteronomy 28:15, but it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So say, if we don't hearken, he said, if we don't hearken to the commandments he gave us, that all these curses was gonna come upon us and overtake us. And that's what happened. We didn't hearken to that. So what ended up happening? We was brought over here into to captivity, man. All them curses overtook us, and you can see the effects of that now, man. Our people all out here fucked up, fucked up in the streets, man, off drugs, we getting trotted down by the Gentiles. We eating our bread defiled among the Gentiles. We just fucked up, because we moved the Most High to anger. And but this was not for our destruction, And the Lord is gonna bring us back, Bear with me. This is Baruch 4:6. You were not sold to the nations, you were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto your enemies. So we was moved, we wasn't sold into captivity for our destruction, man. This was only for a punishment, man. This was from a punishment from the Most High. Why? Because we didn't hearken unto his commandments and do that he told us to do. We didn't hearken to his commandments, so he sold us into our enemies, and all them curses overcame and took us. But the Lord, this is like the last time that we are gonna go into captivity, because we went through last captivities, many captivities. Forgive me, we went through many captivities, and this is the last one, And the Lord, we fucked up so much that the Lord just gonna make us right, This is Nahum 1:9. What do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. So this is the last time that we going into captivity, man. Affliction not gonna rise up the second time, man. It's over with, man. The Lord about to bring us back into our land. Once we back in our land, we not gonna be rooted up out of it, man. Esau is not gonna take us up out of our land, because the only reason why they did that is because we always went off from our God. But they know if we never go off from our God, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh, that they cannot do nothing against us. It says, this is Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. And we was brought into Egypt. This is modern day Egypt, America. How did we come over here? In them cargo slave ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you go. I'm gonna just read again and break down that part. And there you should be sold unto your enemies for bond women and bond men, and no man shall buy you. No man is gonna take us up out of here. No man is gonna buy us back from Esau, or put us back in our own land, because the Lord did it. And it said, "Thou shalt see it no more again." We're not gonna see it no more again. That's the main part I wanted to get in the part of the scripture, right? We not gonna see captivity again, man. This is the last one, I'm not trying to be a soothsayer, but this is part of the scripture. This is part of prophecy, the Lord is gonna bring us back into our own land. We not gonna see it. We not seeing slavery no more again. The only reason why we seeing it is because we went off from the commandments, and now the Lord's raising us back up to make that new covenant with us, man. This is Amos 9:15. I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled out of their land, which I have given them, saith the Lord thy God. So we was we was planted in motherfucking Jerusalem and Israel, you know, which is our land that was given us from the Most High. But we defiled our land with all type of fucking idols, you know, and detestable things. So the Lord rooted us up out of our land and brought us, you know, into captivity, put curses upon us, man. You know, and made us be trodden down as a Gentiles because we went off from his law, statutes, commandments. But the Lord said He gonna put us back in our land. I mean, with their which is the beginning of that is now, you know, and He not gonna pull us up out of our land that He gave us, man. Again, why? Get Hebrews 8 and 7. Look, bear with me. This is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 7. For if that covenant had been faultless, then should have no place been sought for the second. So the first covenant was the law, statutes, and commandments. The agreement covenant meaning agreement that the Lord made with us to keep His commandments. You know, He said if that had been faultless, which it wasn't faultless, you know, said then should no place have been fought for the second. You know, for finding fault with them, He said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you so-called Mexicans, said, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, with Moses said, because they continue not my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. You know, and this is going into like why we're not going to be put out of our land no more. You know, and affliction not going to rise up the second time. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and will write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they should be to me a people. So the Lord is going to put the law, statutes, and commandments in our minds, and you know, so we gonna do and walk accordingly. We just gonna live and breathe the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Because that's the only reason why we were so into the nations, man. You know, because we moved the Most High to anger for not worshiping Him and breaking His law, statutes, and commandments. But the Lord said, "Hey, I'm gonna put the law, statutes, and commandments in your mind, man." And so you just gonna be programmed to do righteousness, man. No, because at the end of the day, we all, you know, just like the Lord pulling all our strings, and the Lord control all of us. So He said, you know what? I'm just gonna put it in their mind, man. I'm gonna put it in their mind so they won't ever have to go into captivity again. That's why we're not going to be, because pursuing the Amos 9:15, He not gonna plan. He not gonna He gonna plant us in our land, and we're not going to be pulled out of our land because He gonna put it in our laws, in our minds, man. You know, it say, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, for the least to the greatest. So you ain't gonna have to tell no Israelite, hey, like how we do now, man. Come on, repent back to the Lord, man. You know the Lord's name, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, man. You an Israelite. We not gonna have to do that, man, because they gonna know the Lord. Why? Because they gonna be the law, statutes, commandments, and everything gonna be programmed into their mind, man. We gonna be living, breathing, representations of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah on earth, man. You know? For I will be merciful unto their unrighteousness and their sins, and their iniquities will I remember no more. You know? So, and the Lord gonna do that, you know, He not gonna remember our iniquities no more, because all Israel's sins gonna be forgiven over here, man. Why? Some by fire, through purification, you know, going through the fires and getting delivered. That's the 144,000 and 1/3, and the 2/3 by, you know, getting put to death by blood. You know, the only reason why the elect not gotta pay for their sins by blood is because Yahweh Shah's blood was shed for them. You know, and the water Yahweh Shah, man. The water Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, man. You know, it said, for I will be merciful to their unrighteousness and their sins, their iniquities would I remember no more. And that He said, a new covenant He have made. And that He said, a new covenant He had made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. So that's gonna be done away with. Not the law, statutes, commandments, but basically us going off from it. It's gonna be programmed in our mind. Um, um, let me get Ezekiel 43:7. I'm gonna end it off on that. Uh, this is Ezekiel chapter 43, verse 7. He said unto me, Son of man, the place of my throne and the place of the soles of my feet, where I would dwell in the midst of the children of Israel, because Yahweh Shah is gonna dwell amongst us, you know, in our land, and my holy name shall the house of Israel no more defile, neither they nor their kings by their whoredom, nor by the carcasses of their kings in their high places. So we're not going to defile, by our whoredoms, man, you know, or our gods, our false gods, which are no gods, Salaki, or false gods, which are no gods, man. We're not going to be worshiping Caesar Warrior. We're not going to worship fucking Nimrod, none of that bullshit, man. We're not gonna worship these other gods, man. We gonna worship Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, man. And that's why the Lord is not gonna that's why affliction not gonna rise up the second time, and that's why the Lord is not gonna root us up out of our land, man. He gonna put us in our land, and we're not gonna be rooted up out of it, and because we're not gonna defile our land with those whoredoms. And why? Because the Lord is gonna put the law, statutes, and commandments in our mind, and we just gonna be living, living the scriptures and the law, statutes, and commandments, pursuing what I read earlier, Hebrews 8, chapter 8 and 7. And with that, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation to the elect. I came out there pushing the word of truth with sincerity. Shalom.